With acknowledgement to country, Nala Kadich Pindarad Moat Kayan Kadak Nijabuja, we would like to acknowledge the Indigenous custodians of the land that we're on today, the Binjarra people and their leaders past, present and emerging.
Hello everyone, this is Shane Lind, your ARISS moderator for today. Through the help of amateur radio volunteers and the crew on the ISS, we soon hope to establish radio contact with the International Space Station as it flies more than 400 kilometres above the Earth over South Africa. This is all accomplished through ARISS, which is amateur radio on the International Space Station. The ISS is currently approaching the Southwest African coastline and travelling along at around 27,000 kilometres an hour. This contact for today will be performed using the ARISS Telebridge network, which is a worldwide network of amateur radio ground stations that enable students to contact the ISS. ARISS is an international consortium of volunteers from several nations that have assisted to develop and operate the amateur radio equipment on board the International Space Station. Some of those that support ARISS are the American Radio Relay League, the worldwide AMSAT, Amateur Radio Satellite Corporations, the Canadian Space Agency, the European Space Agency, the Japanese Space Agency, Roscosmos, the Russian Space Agency, and of course NASA. The amateur radio ground station that will establish radio contact with the ISS today is Zulu Sierra 6 Juliet Oscar November, ZS6JON, located in Krugersdorp in South Africa and operated by John Saigo. Thanks for helping us out today, John. We have around 5 minutes until contact time. Our link up today will be with the student participants at the Halls Head College, Mandurah, Western Australia. Now let's check in with the group, and we've asked Principal Bronwyn White to please tell us about the students that are taking part today. Over to you, Bronwyn.
Thank you for that. It's a great privilege to be part of this, and I'm very excited to thank everyone involved for the opportunity. Our Year 10 students here today are currently studying Earth and space science with a focus on the Earth spheres and the Big Bang Theory. The students present today were chosen to represent the year group and ask questions. We've got around 20 students here today and some families with us and a number of staff all eagerly waiting to speak to the NASA astronaut Loral O'Hara. For me, this is a very exciting opportunity. My first introduction to space was when I was 7 years old in Year 2 and Neil Armstrong first set foot on the moon. I didn't have a TV at home, we didn't have a TV at school, but I went to the neighbour's place that night and we got to watch it on TV. And it was so exciting. And since then, there've just been such huge inroads in outer space, and it's about us broadening our horizons and the possibilities around us. So I'm very excited that our students can be part of this unique opportunity and very grateful for the opportunity presented to us. I guess for me, it is about, if you've ever played one of those games where you can't see the whole screen until you actually explore it. That's kind of what our minds are like, and the fact that we're broaching into new grounds in outer space is really just part of that growth, and it just opens the doors for us. So I'm just hugely excited and privileged to be part of this opportunity, and I'm looking forward to hearing the questions and the answers from Loral. So without further ado, I am now going to finish and hand over. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bronwyn, and we really appreciate the efforts that you've put into this to get it this far. And like you, we're all very excited to participate and get some positive outcomes from this. So welcome to the space program. Okay, John, before the contact begins, can you please tell us about your ground station, where you are and how you'll handle the conversation? Back over to you, John.
Okay, well, good morning, our time to everybody there, and great to hear all the voices in the background, and looking forward to hopefully a successful contact. So good luck, everybody. I'm situated very close to Johannesburg on the western side, about 30 kilometres in a town called Krugersdorp. I've been here for most of my life and been an amateur radio operator since the late 1980s. So we've been around the block a little bit, but good luck, everybody. Clear voices, and hoping for fantastic contact. So back to you, Shane.
Okay, thank you, John. Okay, guys, well, we've got just a little over 1 minute before the space station comes over our horizon, or John's horizon. Remember that what we're doing on the ISS is in fact an experiment, so we can never tell the results positive or negative until the experiment is over. And students, please don't forget to say the word over at the end of your question, because that will be John's trigger to switch between transmit and receive. In a short time, the station will be coming over ZS6JON, ground station. So it's all yours, John. I know we've got about a minute or so left, and your antennas are probably getting very close to the position where they're starting to track, and we'll stand by and just wait. And students, please don't be concerned if John calls 2 or 3 times in order to establish the contact. Once John has established a good solid contact, voice transmission from the astronaut, then he'll most likely just simply say, please go ahead, Mandura, with your first question. Okay, back over to you, John, and good luck.
Thank you very much. Okay. Well, we got just about -3 degrees elevation, so she's slowly creeping closer. Yes, I'll be lifting the squelch, so you'll hear the noise, the hash, and then it'll go a little quiet while I'm like over the microphone to give her a call. And then, as Shane says, I will then re-establish the microphone, and I will say, please go ahead with your first question. And then the switching will be automatic. So, she's just about at -1 degrees, and we'll start giving a call very, very shortly. So, good luck, everybody, and here we go.
Good morning, South Africa. Excited to hear your question.
Please go ahead with the first question.
What is the main thing you miss about Earth? Over.
Great question. I miss seeing my friends and family, and I also miss getting to spend time in nature, going swimming, walking in the woods, and eating fresh food.
What have you learned that you didn't know before going to the International Space Station? Over.
That's a great question, and I think one thing that we're all learning to do better at is just communicate more effectively up here. It's challenging because we're really far away from the people that we work with on the ground, and they have limited insight into what we do up here, and likewise, we don't know everything that's going on the ground. So just being really clear and really concise in our communication is something that I am always trying to do better at.
Who or what was your biggest inspiration? Over.
My biggest inspiration that they might be a little scared of and succeeding at them, or failing at them, but just taking on those big challenges. Over.
What has been the most challenging obstacle you have had to face? Over.
I've had a lot of different obstacles at different times, but one thing I think that I've overcome in my life is just doubting myself, learning how to be a little scared or unsure if I can do something, but doing it anyways. I think that helps you to understand yourself and know yourself better and who you are and what you value, and that helps you figure out what you want to do with your life.
What is your everyday routine on the International Space Station? Over.
So we have pretty long but pretty great days up here, and I usually start by grabbing some breakfast and a coffee. I like to look at where we are over Earth in the morning, so I look at the map and go and take a look outside the windows, and then we have a morning meeting, and then we get to work, which is everything from science to maintenance to doing whatever needs to be done that day on space station. Then we have an evening meeting and some free time. reported.
What was the most memorable part of your astronaut training? Over.
The most memorable part of my training, gosh, there's been so much. One of my favorite parts has just been the people that I get to know and work with, both in the United States and all around the world. They make it training really memorable and fun, and I think you can do anything when you're doing it with good people.
What qualifications do you need to become an astronaut? Over.
In the United States, you need a degree in science, engineering, math, or computer science, or you can be a medical doctor, and then a couple years of related experience, and then you also have to pass the medical exam.
What is the weirdest thing that has happened in outer space? Over.
I think one of the weirdest things since I got up here is just seeing how my brain adapts to microgravity, because you go from being in a two-dimensional environment to a three-dimensional environment. And when I first got up here, I would float around the corner on the space station and be totally confused where I was, have no idea where I was, and I'd have to rotate to the same orientation that we usually see on the ground. And now I can zip around and be on the ceiling or on a wall, and I know exactly where I am.
What is the first step to becoming an astronaut, and how long does the training take? Over.
The first step is applying. You have to apply and believe you can do it in order to become an astronaut. But then for training, usually we have 2 years of basic training when we first start out, and then about 2 years to train once we're assigned for a mission. Right now, what you guys can do is just study hard in all the different subjects. It's important to know a lot of different things as an astronaut, stay in good shape, and learn how to be a good teammate and a good leader.
What effect does being in space have on the human body? Over.
Good question. There's a lot of different effects. For example, the fluids all shift in our bodies. So on Earth, a lot of the gravity keeps fluids a little bit lower in our body, and in space, they tend to move around, and so a lot of people get what we like to call a fatter face. It's just the fluids move up to our face. Also, our eyes can change. The density in our bones can change, and we also get a couple inches taller.
Can you boil water in space? Over.
Question over.
Do you think space would have a smell, and how would you smell it? Over.
Yes, we do think it has a little bit of a smell, mostly just from coming back in from spacewalks. Sometimes it's a little bit metallic, but I don't think we could directly smell it.
What type of food do you have in space, and what is your favorite? Over.
Our menu has pretty good variety, and everything is either shelf stable, so we just heat it up in an oven, or it's dehydrated, so we just rehydrate it with some water. I like to eat a lot of fish on Earth, so I eat the same up here, and also some veggie sides like cauliflower with cheese, spinach. We also sometimes have pizza or taco nights, which is really fun.
Do you have a regular job on Earth? Over.
I do. When
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've just shared a wow moment in history. Amateur radio station ZS6JON, operated by John Saigo, contacted astronaut Loral O'Hara, KI5TOM, operating NA1SS aboard the International Space Station, and spoke with students at the Halls Head College in Mandurah, Western Australia. Now for the international volunteer team of ARISS, including amateur radio satellite corporations around the world, the American Radio Relay League, the Canadian Space Agency, the European Space Agency, the Japanese Space Agency, Roscosmos and NASA. This is Shane Lind, amateur radio operator VK4KHZ in Glendon, Queensland, Australia, sending my greetings to you all in amateur radio terms 7-3s, which means best wishes.
First of all, Horsehead College would like to thank John in South Africa and you, Shane, for what a great, fabulous experience for all our students and hopefully potential astronauts in the future.
No problem at all. Thank you very much. Certainly appreciate all the effort that you put in there, David, as well as Bronwyn and Leslie, and also Martin Diggins for making a special appearance there tonight to help out. Martin's been involved in the program for quite a number of years and he's a very valuable asset, so thanks, Martin. Okay, guys, well, look, thank you very much for your efforts. We got through the I think, was it 13 questions or 14? Oh, sorry, I've just been told by my second operator here, 14. So that's a pretty good effort. Okay, John, thank you very much for your efforts, mate. Much appreciated, and been a pleasure working with you.
Okay, Shane, once again, always an honour and a privilege to do something like this, and to all the kids, well done. I'm not sure what happened at the end, but anyway, everybody had a go, and she certainly answered the questions fantastic. So greetings from South Africa till the next time, and all the best, everybody. ZS6JON. Over and out.